After defeating Don Flamingo, the Straw Hat crew entered the New World. They were tired and hungry and needed to find something to eat. At a distance, they saw an abandoned island and sailed towards it. There was a mysterious tribe who lived there, and they did not like any outsiders entering the island. This tribe was known to attack and kill every outsider that tried to dock their ship on the island shore. This island was already declared abandoned by the world government because it was full of ruins and barren lands. Little did they know that this ruined island held a dark secret, one that would shake the foundations of the world. As Luffy's crew approached the island, they saw a group of people waiting for them on the shore. The tribals immediately saw the pirate flag and started to attack them, but Luffy and the others evaded their attacks easily. They were determined to enter the island to find food. As they fought with the tribe on the shoreline, a mysterious old man with white hair appeared out of nowhere and stood before them. The man had a powerful presence, and everyone on the island stopped fighting as soon as they saw him. The man was the tribe leader, and his name was Buddha. He saw Luffy and immediately recognized him. He asked if he was really the famous Straw Hat Luffy and told him that he had been hearing a lot about his adventures. He also said he admired Luffy and wanted to meet him in person someday. The old man laughed and welcomed them to enter the island and offered them food and let them stay there as long as they wanted. While exploring the island for food, Luffy and Zoro started to feel a strange energy coming from the center of the island. Luffy got curious to find out more about it, so they asked the leader of the tribe himself. Buddha revealed that they had been guarding a book for generations, a book that they believed held the key to their ancestors' past. No one in the tribe could read it, and they had been waiting for someone who could decipher its secrets. Even though they couldn't read anything, they believed that the words written in that book are so strong that the book contained a haki of its own. Some of the villagers even tried to throw it away, burn it, but still the book remained unaffected. Once they realized the power of that book, they had started worshipping it and did their best to keep it safe from the government and the rest of the world. Nico Robin was intrigued by the book and asked if she could see it. As she flipped through the pages, her eyes widened in shock. The book was a diary, written by a girl who lived during the Void Century, a period of time that had been erased from history entirely. The diary revealed that the island they were on was once a thriving country ruled by a just and wise king named Osiris D. Han. Han was strong and always believed in freedom. He had refused to ally with the world government no matter how many times they tried to threaten him. He always fought all the Navy forces and sent them back flying. Han was said to be the strongest person in the country and had the strength to defeat any Marine admiral. The world government was keen on conquering his country and wanted to make it a capital for their organization in the New World. The Marines waged a war with Han. The entire Navy forces, along with 7 admirals, were sent to defeat Han and take over his country. He stood up to all the forces without any hesitation and fought only with a couple of strong soldiers who stood alongside him. Finally, he ended the war, defeating all the Navy forces along with the strongest admirals who led them. The world government was enraged, and the Navy couldn't handle their defeat, so they decided to do something terrible and unlawful. They unleashed their most powerful weapon, a weapon so destructive that it had been banned from use even by the government itself. It was called Pluton, a giant bomb that completely wiped out the entire country along with King Han. The island was turned into ruins in a matter of seconds. The diary's author was Han's sister, who had been traveling when the tragedy occurred. She was a devil fruit user and had the power to make any object indestructible, whether it was a feather or a simple piece of paper. That is the reason the villagers were unable to destroy the diary even after trying so hard. When she returned home, she was devastated to see that the entire country along with her family was gone. She dedicated the rest of her life to documenting what had happened. Before she died, she wrote everything in a diary and left it on the island. The story was heartbreaking, but it gave the crew a sense of purpose. They now knew the truth about the Void Century, a time that had been erased from history by the world government. The diary had revealed that Pluton, the most destructive weapon ever created, had been used to wipe out an entire country just because its ruler had refused to ally with the government. The crew was filled with rage and swore to take down the government and bring justice to the people and King Han, who was their noble protector. The Straw Hats decided that they were going to destroy Pluton before it could fall into the wrong hands. They asked Buddha if he knew the location of the weapon, but he was unaware of its whereabouts. He told them that the only person who might know about it was a pirate who had been active during the Void Century. It was a man named Crocus. Every villager knew about Crocus as they had been hearing stories and legends about an immortal man roaming the lands of the New World. Some people even claimed that he had eaten the ultimate devil fruit of eternal life, the only one in the entire world. Nobody knew where Crocus was or what he looked like. No one knew whether the stories were true or just rumors, but Luffy believed it anyway and was determined to find him at any cost. The crew set sail towards the Grand Line once again, determined to find Crocus and get information about Pluton's location. They knew that their journey was going to be dangerous, but they were willing to do whatever it took to bring justice to the people who had been wronged. The Straw Hats searched for Crocus on even the most remote islands of the New World. They had no description or even had a rough idea what he might look like. He could be anyone, a simple merchant, a bartender, or a Navy soldier. In many places they were called as idiots to be searching for a man who was from the Void Century. After many unsuccessful attempts, Luffy and the crew got tired, and so they decided to take a rest on a small island with a low population. They saw that there was a place nearby that served food and drinks. They went inside and started to discuss their further plan when a strange guy sitting next to them overheard their conversation. His expressions changed after hearing the name of Crocus from their mouths. The man stopped eating and quietly tried to leave the diner. While the others were busy eating, Zoro noticed that the strange man had left his food and was walking away suspiciously. Zoro suddenly got up and said, "Hey old man, are you going to let all this food go to waste?" "I'm already full," said the man and kept walking out. Zoro immediately got up and held his sword on the man's neck and said, "Legends say that Crocus is an immortal man. He won't die even if he gets cut in half." "What do you mean?" said the strange man. "I saw your facial expression change as soon as we said the name Crocus. Either you tell me or I can use my swords to find out," said Zoro, threatening the old man. "Please don't kill me, I'm just a regular man. I'll tell you everything I know," said the old man. "Then you better start speaking," said Zoro, drawing his sword away from the man's neck. He told them that once he was traveling in the forest where he was attacked by a huge bear. He tried to run away from the bear, but unfortunately reached the edge of a cliff, and below that was the ocean full of sharp rocks. Anyone who fell from that cliff died immediately. As there was no place left to run, the old man had given up on his chances of survival. Suddenly a big mysterious man emerged out of nowhere and fought with the bear. Their brawl ended when he attacked the bear and took it straight down the cliff. The old man had seen them both die that day. After 2 days he saw the same man again. The old man did not believe what he was seeing, so he went up to the man to ask him how he survived. The man said that he was just lucky. The old man took the Straw Hats to a place away from the town. There was a small house in the middle of the woods. The old man said that he had heard about the stories about a man from the Void Century who was still alive and is immortal, but he didn't believe in any of the stories until he saw the man who saved him and said that he lived in that house. After listening to the story, Luffy thanked the old man and went straight towards the small house. He found that a man with a body fully covered with scars was sitting in front of him. Luffy asked the man if his name was Crocus. The man remained silent and did not reply. Luffy got angry and asked again, but the man still didn't respond. Luffy was enraged and tried to attack him, but he was sent flying outside just by a single blow. Zoro and Sanji immediately rushed inside and surrounded the man. The man still remained calm. Zoro asked the man if he was the one to hit Luffy that hard. The man got up, and as soon as he opened his eyes, he unleashed a strong wave of Conqueror's Haki, putting every single person in the area to sleep, including Zoro and Sanji. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad that you could make it till the end of this video. I promise you that the next part will be coming out soon, and it's going to be epic. Make sure that you stay subscribed to the channel for further updates. The like goal for this video is just 100 likes. So please drop a like and comment part 2 in the comment box so that I can know that you are really interested in watching the next part. With that said, it brings us to the end of today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.